Hi, you guys. It's Yaz. And somebody asked me, what happens when a narcissist realizes you don't care anymore? What do you think a narcissist is going to do when they realize that you couldn't care less anymore? Well, at that point, when a narcissist realizes you don't care, the narcissist is going to automatically know you are starting to see through them. If you are starting to not care anymore, it's because you're seeing something in the narcissist that is toxic. You're starting to see through them. And narcissists know that, all right? They know that when you start pulling away, it's because you are obviously seeing things in them that you don't like, okay? But again, you got to keep in mind, narcissists are overconfident and they feel that you'll be back. That's why a lot of times when you break up with a narcissist, they feel that in time, if they give it time, they could come back, re-love bomb you again, and they could reel you back in because they knew that at one point they had you. They knew that they had you at one point. And like I said, narcissists are overconfident. They think that they are master, talkers, they're fast talkers, and they think they could talk themselves out of anything. So even if you're starting to see through the narcissist, a narcissist feels that in time, you're going to start to miss them. Okay? You're going to start to miss them. And even if you do see toxic things in them, that you're going to miss them and you're going to want to come back. Now, I want to bring up another thing in this too. It all depends too what's going on in the narcissist's life. When the narcissist realizes that you don't care anymore, at that point, you got to remember that's usually towards the end of the relationship, right? Because in the beginning of the relationship, they knew that you cared. And when the relationship gets to that point of, breaking down, the narcissist already has somebody, a backup in place. So they kind of knew that eventually you were going to smarten up and you were going to eventually see what was going on. And at that point, they had somebody in place. This is another reason why they always have a backup, because they know, at a certain time that you're going to start to see that mask fall. All right. But even if you see the mask fall, narcissists think they can, like I said, they could re-love bomb you back and get you back. But the point in all this is that narcissists will be busy with somebody else. A lot of times they'll be busy with somebody else. So when they start to see that you don't care, they're not going to put their time and effort into you. They're going to put their time and effort into somebody else. All right. So there's two ways it could really go. At that point, they could say, okay, you seem like you don't care. I'm going to give my attention and energy to somebody else. I'm going to love bomb somebody else, or the person that I have on the side. I'm going to now make them the grade A supply, and I'm going to put you on the side, not bother with you. And then in time, I'm going to hoover you and try to reel you back in. That's how the narcissist feels, all right? Or they may just not care enough because you're not a grade A supply and they feel like they're not losing much. So, like I said, they're going to be busy with other supply. And they may, touch base with you in a couple of months or so just to feel you out, just out of their curiosity, but they're going to be busy with the other supply. Now, if you are a grade A supply, something that narcissist absolutely positively needs or wants, they are going to, they're not going to want to let you go at all. So they are going to lay it on thick. They are really going to try to win you over, okay? That's when a narcissist can be relentless. And people say, well, the narcissist won't leave me alone. Well, if the narcissist won't leave you alone, you've got something really good that narcissist wants, all right? Because if they could get it somewhere else, they wouldn't be bothering you and haunting you the way they're haunting you. So if they won't leave you alone, then you definitely have something that they don't want to lose, okay? But like I said, a lot of them, what they'll do is they'll give it time, let you cool down, and hope that you miss them, and then they'll come back and try again. Because you know what it is? They feel they have nothing to lose. And if you have something that they want or need, they're going to try you again, all right? Now, I want to bring up something else that a lot of people don't think about. A lot of times when a narcissist sees that you don't care, they automatically assume it's because you've got somebody else. They assume that you must have met somebody or talked to somebody or are cheating on them, okay? Because guess what? That's what they do, right? When a narcissist doesn't care, generally it's because they have somebody else or they're cheating on you, right? So when you are showing them you don't care anymore, a lot of narcissists are going to think that you're cheating on them, when in fact, you're not cheating on them. You just started to see the narcissist for what they are, and now you don't care about the narcissist. Now you want to move on in your life. Now you're sick of the narcissist and their games and their manipulation and their lies and their gaslighting. But a narcissist will think, oh, you don't care anymore? You got somebody. And this is when the narcissist is going to start accusing you of cheating on them. And they're going to run a smear campaign like no other all over social media. They're going to spread lies about you, that you were cheating on them. That's why you're pulling away. That's why you don't care, that you are the dirty dog. They're going to call you the narcissist. So because you're pulling away from them and you're showing them that you don't care, the narcissist is going to think, well, you got to have somebody, because narcissists think they think that you're like them in the sense that you can't be alone. See, this is the difference between, let's say, an empath and a narcissist. An empath can be alone. An empath can break up in a relationship, and, a lot of them go for long periods of time by themselves before they ever get into another relationship. Whereas a narcissist doesn't, all right? They already have that other person lined up before they even broke up with you, because they can't be alone. That's how insecure they are. They can't feel like abandoned or that nobody wants them. And they also want to show you up by always having somebody. Oh, look at me, I got somebody. Oh, nobody wants you, okay? So when a narcissist sees that you don't care anymore, they're going to automatically think that you saw through their mask. They're going to think that maybe they could re-love bomb you again and hoover you in time. They're going to think that you probably have somebody. That's why you don't care anymore. All right. Also, they're going to think that maybe somebody was in your ear. They're going to think that maybe somebody poisoned you against them. One of your friends, one of your family members. That's why a lot of times narcissists will tell you, oh, don't tell anybody our business, keep it between us. Don't say anything to anybody. You can't trust people. They try to ruin your relationships and everything like that. So they may feel like if you're starting to not care, maybe somebody has filled your ear in opening your eyes to what the narcissist really is. And you're starting to see it. You're starting to see that, hey, this person is a liar, a manipulator, a gaslighter, and they're going to automatically have a hatred for your people, because they're going to feel like somebody is making you strong. Either you have somebody else and you're cheating on them, or there's somebody else in your ear, like a family member, a friend or somebody that is, telling you that the narcissist is no good, okay? Because narcissists, that's the way they operate. So they feel everybody in the world operates the same way. It's like when a narcissist attacks you, and they come at you really strong, it's usually because they have a flying monkey in their ear, validating them, backing them up. So they automatically assume the same thing with you. If you're showing that you don't care, it's because you have a support system. You have somebody backing you and making you feel strong to not care and not need the narcissist. All right. So they feel there's got to be somebody there that's telling you things, or, filling your head with things. That's why a lot of times a narcissist, a real sneaky, clever narcissist, will try to hoover you back. And once they hoover you back, they're not going to want you to be friends with certain people. They're going to say, oh, I don't want you. Listen, if we get back together, I love you so much and everything like that. But, I don't want you talking to your best friend anymore. Or I don't want you talking to your mother, or I don't want you talking to this one or that one. Anybody who they think can open your eyes up and, see them for who they are, because they think that these people are poisoning you against them. All right. That's another reason why narcissists love to isolate you, because they don't want you to have a support system. They don't want you to have people to run to. They want you to be weak, vulnerable, and dependent on them. They want you to be codependent on the narcissist, that the only person that you can't live without is the narcissist. All right, because you don't have anybody else around. That's why narcissists are such predators. They prey on people that don't have much of a support system, because these are the people they know will need them and will rely on them and need the narcissist. So narcissists, they love needy people, because needy people, it's hard for them to break away from the narcissist because they don't have that support system around. Okay. So when the narcissist sees you don't care, like I said, there's a couple of different ways they can handle it. They could just move on to the other supply that they have on the side and make them the grade A supply, and then just back off from you. That's when they don't always chase you. They could back off from you. If they see too that you're showing you don't care, that's a narcissistic injury. And some narcissists may be like, okay, you don't care? Well, guess what? Now I don't care. And they may back off from you as well and just figure, okay, I don't care if, you want to be like that. You want to play that game? I'm going to go get busy with all these other people. The hell with you. But they will always be watching your social media. Always be watching your social media, because they want to see if you've got somebody else. They automatically think that people are dirty like them, that they're cheating. So they're going to be stalking your social media from a catfish profile. They're going to have people that are mutual friends, contacting you, going back to the narcissist and telling them how you're doing. That's why you can have no people that you are friends with that know the narcissist, all right? Like when you do a break from a narcissist, it's got to be a clean break, all right? Because if you have mutual friends, those friends are going to go back and tell the narcissist everything. If you're dating somebody, if you're happy, if you're depressed, and some people say, well, I can't, I'm not going to lose these friends or whatever. Well, then just don't tell them what's going on in your life, so they have nothing to go back and tell the narcissist, because they will go back and tell the narcissist. But when you show a narcissist you don't care, you're also showing the narcissist that you have your power, that you don't have to chase after anybody, that you're not going to beg the narcissist, all right? It shows strength. And that's one of the ways, like we talk about, when you want to hurt a narcissist or torture a narcissist, you show them indifference. You show them you don't care. You show them you couldn't care less if they existed or not. You're not angry anymore. You're not chasing after them anymore. You couldn't care less, all right? Because you got your own thing going. You're more concerned about yourself and what you have to do for yourself. They're no longer important. Excuse me. They're no longer a priority. And this is a narcissistic injury, because a narcissist wants to feel important. They want to feel like you can't live without them. They want you chasing. Narcissists always want you chasing, okay? So when you show you don't care and you're not chasing them, and if they don't need you, they're going to go get busy with other supply, okay? It's not going to affect them. But if they need you, then they're going to try to relove bomb you. Now, what happens when you reject the Hoover of the narcissist trying to relove bomb you? When you reject the Hoover, the narcissist is either going to move on to somebody else, or they're going to get wicked with it. Now they're completely rejected. That you've shown them you don't care. Now you're rejecting them. They're trying to love bomb you. Now they're rejecting them. That's when they're going to really get wicked, and they're going to smear you all over the place. Like I said before, they're going to tell everybody you're a cheater, you're a liar, you're a manipulator. They're going to play the victim. They're going to say you did them dirty, that you don't care. They really tried in the relationship. They're going to call you toxic. They're going to call you the narcissist. So when you show the narcissist you don't care, expect them to run your name through the mud, okay? Expect them to run your name through the mud, because how dare you not care about the narcissist? They're so special. They're so wonderful. They're the catch of the year. You ought to be laying the red carpet out for them. Well, guess what? Not today, Satan, because I see what you are and I don't care anymore, okay? Because I value myself. I don't need you to validate me. I have other things going on in my life, other people in my life, and you are insignificant, okay? Insignificant. And the other thing too, you guys, if you ever block the narcissist, ooh, they hate when you block them. They absolutely, positively hate when you block them. Like somebody said to me, well, is it better to block them or to not respond and just show them they're not even important not to block? It's better to block them because blocks are permanent. And that's a permanent way of showing them that I am done with you. Now you have no way of getting in touch with me, unless you try to get me from another number, which I'm never going to answer. All right. But, you have to block these people to let them know that you're serious, you mean business. Because if you don't block them, they'll feel like you still care. They'll feel like you still care. That tunnel, that opening is still open for them to weasel their way back in because you didn't block them. All right. You've got to block them and show them that it's a wrap. Not today, Satan. I don't ever want you back in my life. Okay. So when you show them you don't care, they may show you they don't care and get busy with other supply. They may try to love bomb you. They may, smear you. They may accuse you of cheating. They will do all of these kinds of things. It's always you guys, it's like I tell you all the time. If you're a grade A supply, they're going to try to, they're going to, how do you say, heat it up. They're going to heat it up. When they're running hot with you, it's because they need you. When they're running cold with you, it's because they don't need you. And that's usually the way it goes, all right? And if they're cold with you and they act like they don't need you, they're indifferent to you, it's because they got somebody. So when you act like that, again, they're going to think, oh, okay, you're cold to me. You either see through the mask and you don't want to be bothered, or you've got somebody else and you're cheating on me. So they're going to think like you're cheating on them because they want to put shame on you. They want to think that you're dirty. So if you pull away and you act like you don't care, they're going to automatically assume, oh, you must have somebody. Oh, you must have somebody. Okay. So don't be surprised if when you do that, they start accusing you of cheating. All right. This happens, all right? And this happened to me. That's how I know all this. You wouldn't know these kind of things unless you rode through it and you were the victim of this, all right? So I'm telling you, I'm giving you how these people operate because everything that I tell you, you guys, I have lived through, I have been through. That's why people tell me, oh, you're spot on, you're spot on. Yes, I'm spot on because I'm telling you a real life experience. I have gone through this. So, of course, it's going to be truth, all right, you guys? It's not something that I heard somewhere or didn't hear somewhere. I went through these things, all right? And I will eventually come out with a podcast of my story, which would be like 10 volumes long, okay? It would be 10 volumes long. It's just, it'd just be massive. And then you guys would really understand why I know everything that I know, all right? I hope that helps you guys. If it does, hit the subscribe button, share the podcast. If you're looking for confidential one-on-one phone coaching, check out the link in the bio at askyaz.wixsite.com/thegameexposed. If you're confused, you don't know if you're dealing with a narcissist, covert, malignant, overt, or a combination of covert, overt, or covert, malignant, and you're confused about somebody, you need clarity, check out that link in the bio. I have limited time, you guys, so I have limited spaces, just FYI. Also, Facebook, I'm back on Facebook at The Game EXP 123. My YouTube, everything is laid out on YouTube. I have almost 7,000 actually videos on narcissism on my YouTube channel. So go to my YouTube channel at The Game Exposed Podcast on YouTube and just do a search and you will, you'll be able to find whatever you're pretty much looking for. Discard, how they love bomb, triangulation, how they manipulate, how they control you. A lot on covert narcissist, a lot on malignant narcissist, how these people hook you, how they feel after the discard. I have so many videos on this. So go check it out on my YouTube at The Game Exposed Podcast on YouTube. The other thing, Instagram, you guys, is The Game EXP 123 and TikTok, The Game Exposed. And have a great day.